What up, HVAC people? Hope everybody doing good out there tonight. We got a very special show for y'all tonight. And we got Steven, of course, with United Tradesman Academy, and we're going to have Brandon. Brandon was on our show last week talking about the union. But we're going to be talking about everything skills trades tonight. So this tonight's live stream pretty much going to be about they're trying to introduce people into the really not HVAC trade, all trades, as far as plumbing, electrical. We got a list of them that we're going to go through just to introduce people to the HVAC trade. If y'all know anybody out there that's on the fence of going to school, they're not sure what career path they want to take, introduce them to the skills trade. I think it's a section as far as career path that we're missing out on a lot, that a lot of people need to be trying to take advantage of. It's a low entry cost trying to get into the trade. So, like I say, we just trying to encourage people from ground zero just to get into the trades, just to enlighten them. We're going to be talking about, some pros and cons about the trades. And we're going to hear from Steven and Brandon, they expert advice about the skills trades. I'm thinking about we may do a giveaway. I have some gas leak detectors that if we can get this up to about 50 likes, I'll give a gas leak detector away. But I was thinking about waiting till the next live stream because I haven't did a review on them yet. But you'll be one of the first. If we can get this up to 50 likes tonight, you will be one of the first ones with the gas leak detector by Top Tees. Also, this live stream is sponsored by Jobber. Jobber is hosting a live summit for home service businesses, as far as leadership, how to run your business. It'll be March 1st. So I will be having links in the description if you want to join. It's a free live event. They'll have morning and evening class. So I will encourage anybody out there that's thinking about starting a service business, or if you already have your service business, I do recommend signing up for this course. It'll be March 1st. But we're gonna bring Steve in, we're gonna bring Brandon on. How y'all fellas doing out there tonight?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing great.
Oh man, I'm doing good, man. We just want to chop it up, man, to let the people know about the about the skilled trade, man. I just want to hear y'all expert opinion on it. Both of y'all been doing this for over 15, almost 20 years now. So
Yeah.
Approaching,
Yeah.
yeah, so we're just excited to hear what y'all add to the discussion. And if anybody out there that want to come on also, y'all more than welcome. We want anybody that got some questions as far as what is the skills trades. If anybody out there, been doing this 5, 10, 15, 20 years, 30 years, retired, that can, bring your knowledge about the skilled trade, you're more than welcome to come on the show. We'll be leaving a link in the comment section. So you're more than welcome to come on, and we will be glad to have you. Let me get this set up. We're gonna get right into it though. Give me 1 second. So the first topic gonna be exploring skills trades and what you need to know. Exploring skills trade and what you need to know. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put the comments if anybody want to join out there today. Well, let's go through some comments. Let's see who in the house first. We got Ricardo. Ricardo Mays says Union. Think you're a day late and a dollar short. Ricardo, we talked about Union Friday. But yeah, we had a giveaway last week. If you're in the Union, the United Tradesman Academy won the anemometer. Steve, hey, you need to send me your address so I can send you your anemometer. Steven with United Tradesman Academy.
Yeah, for sure.
I got you. All right.
All right.
See, we got Mandy Guy. Says she's a really big fan. Miss McKenna say, what's up? This man has the intro going like he about to start an Emmy-nominated film already. What's up? Fernando, Dynasty 4851. Say what up, everyone.
What's happening?
It's
Hey,
good, man.
what up, Brandon? Brandon caught the ET, man. Yes, sir. Do you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe? You know what it is. We got Patrick. Hey, thanks for joining, Patrick, from Northeast Houston. All right. We got Makai Roach from Beaumont. We got Alex in the house. Like I say, so we're gonna try to do this live stream. I say probably about hour and a half, hour and a half. But so I'm gonna start asking our panel some questions as far as Brandon and Steven. But I'm just gonna read an introduction of an explanation of what the skilled trade industry is. So the skilled trade industry is a sector of the economy that involves workers who are trained in a specialized trade or craft. These trades often require specialized knowledge and skills that are acquired through formal and or informal training, apprenticeship, and on-the-job experience. Skilled trade includes occupations such as carpenters, electricians, plumbers, construction workers, welders, mechanic, and machinists. The skilled trade industry requires a high level of manual dexterity, problem solving skills, and technical knowledge. Skilled trade workers are often in high demand, making them an important part of our economy. So don't forget about the skilled trade, y'all. We definitely are an important part of this economy.
Absolutely.
The skilled trade has really built this. We built this. To be honest with you, and they can't automate us. We'll be around because they need our skill, they need our hands, they need our labor. So we can't be outsourced. See here. All right. So I just pretty much said, just exploring the skilled trade, but we're gonna do types of skilled trades, and we pretty much it's quite a few of them. Can you name some of them, Stephen and Brandon?
Yeah. Hey, can you say that first part of that? You read that? I think there was a definition you read. What was that first part again? Just like the first sentence. It ain't gotta be the whole thing.
I mean, the skilled trade industry is a sector of the economy that involves workers who are trained in
Okay.
a
Trained. Okay.
specialized trade or craft.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got it. Specialized trader crap. Okay. So, oh man, it's so many. It's so many trades that you can go. You can go to trade school 5 times over. So I know I'm an electrician by trade, and in my family, my uncle he does bricklaying and tile. So I grew up, watching him do tile. Seeing him do man stuff. He would come home dirty. So I'm like, man, I want to be like that. So. But anyway, I let
you wanted to be like that, or you didn't want to be like that?
No, I did. Yeah, there was like a I mean, that's kind of like my how can I say, that's kind of the idea I had, in my mind what a man was, seeing my uncle, seeing my dad, do like hard type labor. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say hard labor, but just stuff that make you look like, man, my dad is Superman. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say, like that. But yeah, so for myself, so electrical, and then you got bricklaying, masonry. Well, you was gonna say something, Brandon?
Oh no, I was saying you got like the sprinkler guys that run the sprinkler system. You got guys that build a building like I forgot blacksmith or whatever. I can't remember what they call it, but guys that like lay the metal and stuff for the building structure. So
Rebar.
there's plenty, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got plenty of skills out there. There's tons. I mean, we don't even know them all. It's just so many.
Right. Yeah.
They're just ones I work with, like you know, uh, like I said, like people like sprinklers. I know sprinklers, like linemen local, that's here. And usually all they work on is 13,000 volts and above. So there's plenty of guys out here. anything that do that you working with your hand, I say it's pretty much a skill trade.
Yeah. So I got a list on the screen right now with um, a list of 10. We got plumbers, electricians, carpenters, HVAC technician, welders, machinists, automotive technicians, painters, bricklayers, and roofers. Like I said, I think
Yeah.
that list can go on. I always
Oh
talk
man.
about a slept on one as far as appliance repair.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I think
absolutely.
that, and to be honest with you, all us pretty much business owners. I don't know why, because you don't need a really as far as appliance repair though. You don't need an extra license right
Mm,
now. I
mm,
don't know if that's going to change, but
mm.
pretty much everything I have up here, you have to have some type of state certified license
Yeah.
to run a business. But appliance repair, you
Mhm.
don't. So I'm wondering, it's kind of off subject because it's not about business, but that is a skill. I consider it is a skilled trade. And I just think it's slept on, and
Yeah.
if we do want to expand our business, I think that's something that should be added because we already
Yeah,
folks
but how does
use
one get
anyway.
like the training in that though? Like, there's no specific like training in that. So if you don't know somebody that do that, like, how do you get that training? You just can't walk to somebody's house. Oh, let me try to figure out how this wash machine works. Like, how does
Uh,
one get that training?
so I mean, I know a guy. You ever heard of appliance boot camp? But appliance, they have like a YouTube following with a lot of people. They doing well, like I said, it's called appliance boot camp. I think he pretty much show you how to run a business, run an appliance repair business. Uh, I know he advised to sign up with a lot of warranty companies because a lot of warranty companies that's their main thing is warranting appliance repair.
Right.
But I know just off the top of my head, I don't know for sure, but off the top of my head, I know for sure places like a lot of people get experience from places like Sears. They'll work for a company like that. They work
Mm-hmm.
on a bunch of different appliances. So if you can
Yeah.
work, you can get with a company like that for 1 or 2 years or a couple of years. You probably eventually branch out on your own. But I'm sure all those manufacturers, like a Samsung's, I'm sure all those manufacturers offer some type of training. Um,
Yeah. I tried to get on Sears when I first started out, but
oh
that's
yeah,
like I said, around a recession, and they
mm,
wanted 5 years experience. So I tried to get on with Sears.
they wanted 5 years experience back then.
Yeah, back then, I guess because it was a whole recession time. So 2008, 2009, the economy wasn't as great then. So they was looking for a certain amount of skills
Hmm.
at that time. So
Yeah.
they wouldn't hire nobody that's brand new out of school. So, but I definitely applied though. Like I said, the worst
Hmm.
thing they can say is no. I never heard anything, so it
Yeah.
is what it is.
But what's on this list right here, these top 10, I'm sure you have to go to some type of school as a barrier to entry. And that's classroom training, to get certifications and probably, working for a company for a few years to try to get some experience in these so if anybody out there listen, man, these are, trades to explore. You don't have to just be a HVAC technician or electrician. There's plenty more trades out there, and I think all of them pretty much stay busy. Let's take roofers for instance. Every building got a roof. Every home
Wow.
got a roof. You
Man.
know, and some of those shingles, what they last 20 years at the most, I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes 30. You know, it's a lot of homes. So
That's if a
soon,
storm don't come through.
yeah, yeah,
That's
and
true.
a lot of these trades. I'm glad you said that. A lot of these trades, people just follow the storm.
Yep.
Yeah, whether it be hurricane, tornadoes, all these trades are being demand. On either one of them. Any storm that come through, earthquakes, um, hail damage, rainstorm, thunderstorms. Yeah, some people
Yeah.
definitely follow. I don't know if truck driving. I don't think that'd be considered a trade, but um,
But it's something we definitely need on a day-to-day basis to, keep the economy going and the world going. So
mhm.
they just throw them in there because they are important just like everybody else that we need.
Let's talk about some benefits of working a skilled trade. One y'all want to elaborate on that?
Yeah. So benefits of working in a skilled trade is once you learn a skill or a trade, like you can always do that no matter whether it's for a company or for yourself. Nobody can take that. So if you, let's say for instance you're an accountant, right? Pretty much if you can do that on your own, but there'll be a smaller scale. Like with the actual skill trade, you can actually start as small as yourself, and you can grow to two or 300 members of your team. So a skill trade is something that you learn. Nobody can take that away from you. It's something that you do with your hand on a day-to-day basis outside of working a typical 9 to 5 inside of an office. So, I mean, the benefits of working in that, like, I think the biggest benefit is nobody can take that away from you. That's something that we always going to be in demand, no matter what HVAC, no matter how much you try to change it, how much you try to, bring the robots in for like Amazon and things of that nature. You can't have a robot to go out and troubleshoot the AC unit. So that's the benefits. Our work is always in demand.
Yeah, man, I'm with you on that right there, and it do feel good, man, when you learn something. And like you say, they can't take it away from you. So you
Yeah,
just not cornered to like one job,
exactly.
or one company or anything. Because true enough, if you get laid off, they fire you or something, they can take your vans away, they can take your tools away, but they can't take what you learn, in
Exactly.
your head. You can just take that and move somewhere else with it.
Exactly. And then there's always somebody else looking for, a skilled guy.
Yeah.
So you always have the opportunity to have jobs. As long as they're buildings or in residential homes, commercial buildings, you'll always have a job as a skillsman, whether it's painting, carpenter. People always trying to improve. People, especially here in Houston, people in the summertime, they're not going to the heat. They'll find, cash flow however they need to just to get the unit replaced. They make that. So here in Texas, me and you, Walt and Steve, like we do pretty good.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
like I said, and I know it's different for different regions, but I think really worldwide though, a trade can take you. You can pretty much probably land anywhere on earth, man. And if you know a trade and if you good at it, I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, yeah.
the beautiful thing about the trades is that uh, the beautiful thing about the trades is that you know we kind of like how you say what's that saying? How does it go? Uh, I can't remember how it goes, but anyway, but basically what I'm trying to say is we show up when it's a real type of emergency, and we the real Superman when an emergency type situation happens. The lights go out, the linemen are out there trying to get the lights back on. Or um, if uh, if a hospital don't have air conditioning heating, we the real Superman. We the men that come in and fix the real problems. You know what I'm saying? So not saying that the other trades don't have, I'm not saying that the other industries don't have those type of issues, but when it comes down to the actual grunt work, uh, stuff that'll make real men walk off. No, I can't. I'm gonna let y'all have this. I'm gonna go back into the office. You know what I'm saying? So one benefit is that that just from my own personal experience, it makes you, it makes you a man. And kind of when I say it like that, it makes you a little tough, because you got to work with people that hell they may come in they come in drunk the next day, and you got to deal with that issue. So now you got to have emotional intelligence on how not to knock this dude out. Just saying. So like skilled trades have many benefits. It keeps you physically fit. Especially if you, like what Brandon was saying, if you that type of person that does like a pipe, pipe fitter, you having to lift rigid pipe. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have a hoist, so it keeps you physically fit, mentally fit, and like what Walt was saying, you forever will have a job. Yeah, I mean, you can't. you can't go wrong. I mean, if you saw doing, the recent, pandemic, if you want essential, that hey, every trade I know was essential. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
saying? They ain't, I
yeah,
didn't see no tech stuff that was essential. Crypto, none all that stuff. I ain't see none of that stuff was essential. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I was gonna say about that. I ain't want to
yeah.
go
We
too
literally
long.
rode around with a cart. When I guess when they had like they wanted people to stay home. Like
Hmm.
we literally rode around with a car saying that we are essential workers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they gave us cars too, but even
yeah,
at the end of the day, man, even like officer whoever's out there enforcing that, we get our respect. You know what I'm saying? Because especially if you got a van with logos and stuff on there, they weren't giving us no problem at all.
yeah,
Hmm.
exactly.
All right. So what about some challenges? Some challenges of the skilled trade.
Mm.
I don't know, man. It's depending on what industry you is. It's almost hard trying to kind of like get your feet wet and get the knowledge. Like I said at Friday, man, it's you have to find somebody that's willing to invest in you as a person, as a whatever skill trading you're trying to be. I think that's the hardest part, just trying to get the knowledge and not get so anxious to where you just want to know it all sometimes, and you can get in your own way. I think
Mhm.
that those are some of the challenges. If you find somebody that's good, that's willing to pour in you as a human, as a man or a woman, and give you the respect that you need, the information that you need, the skills to be successful. I think you in there, but I think that's the hardest thing. It just probably next hard thing is finding out what you want to do. Like me and you talked, a while back. Somebody decided to go a different route because it's not cut out for everybody. So skill or working outside, working with your hand may not be for everybody. So it may be a time where you just trying to find yourself, but once you find it, man, it sparks that interest, spark that light bulb, like you said. It shouldn't be no issue. But the hardest thing, just to recap, is just find somebody to pour in you and train you the proper way.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta be like you say. You gotta be willing to accept that learning curve because you're not gonna learn this overnight.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But the
Exactly.
beautiful part, of learning it, just embrace the process of learning it because you're gonna get there. You know, especially if anybody didn't get a chance to watch Brandon interview with me Friday, go back and check that out. Because he was just trying to explain, just the union process, especially
Mm.
man when you got to be a apprentice for like 5 years. That's a process because they know if you make it to journeyman and get that certification, they
Hmm.
know what kind of technician you're gonna be. You're gonna be
Hmm.
Correct.
a lot better than people that just want that overnight success, and really not going that extra mile to try to because that is going the extra mile taking classes, several nights a week after you just had a
Yeah.
long day of work. That's going the extra
Exactly.
mile to try to get your studying. So uh
Exactly. You gotta have that wheel that was something that pushes you to get to it. So like for me, when I was first year, I used to look at, man, I can't wait to be a third year. And once I got to a third year, I can't wait to
Yeah.
be a fifth year.
Right.
So I just had to give myself little different
Yeah.
points, to look at, and that kind of kept me focused. And when I say it was hard going to school twice a week, there were many times I called my wife. I was like, "Babe, I think I'm coming home," and she'll talk me off a cliff. But it was tough, man. Five
mm,
years, only miss like 3 days, and then you get two makeup days or whatever it may be. Man, that's 5 days for 6 or 7 months you going to school. That's tough.
yeah.
That takes true dedication.
So I'm gonna say a challenge. I'm gonna say it's a bunch of different challenges in the skill trade. So we're not gonna sugarcoat it like okay everything is all good. So
Correct.
I'm just gonna say one and then Steven, you can name a few of them.
Yeah.
My thing is the environment you in as far as man, some of these environments get hot, very hot.
I know that's
Come
true.
on,
But somebody
cold.
ain't think about it.
I don't like to work in the cold. So some of these conditions though we work, especially in the HVAC, man, we work in some of the horriblest conditions. A lot of time when they call us out, that's because it's hot and they don't have no AC or anything. So we up there trying to get that unit back up and running, you know, in these hot attics, Sometimes they reach 150 some degrees. I
Mm.
see in New York, man. I don't see how them guys do it. Cause I personally, I don't care to work in the cold weather. You know what I mean? I'm talking about your hands already freezing, and you got to pick up the wrenches. They cold. I seen in New York, man. They charge some of their customers. They say they working on a package unit, man. Sometimes they go to these units and it's packed with like 3 foot of snow on top of the unit, and they really got a clear path to even get to the unit. And you got to imagine some of these screws probably getting ice up, so you got to break the ice off your 5/16 screw just to get to it. So
Yeah,
some of
you got
these
to warm up
environments,
your vacuum pump.
yeah, yeah. So some of these, sometimes we work in the rain. Um, um, so man, like I say, there's some other environments that we in. We can't be man, I remember going on the roof, ice on the roof, where you're gonna be sliding across the roof, but even the ladder to get on the roof, got ice on it.
Yeah,
But I'm talking about, I remember, man, working on the freezer. Did this say environment? This is controlled environments on refrigeration. The freezer is -10 degrees now. So I'm up there unthawing ice in a -10 degree freezer. But keep in mind, it's uh it's about 100 degrees outside. So, and then when we're in these freezers, we gotta have all these suits on. Man, I got probably about 30 pound worth of clothes on to try to keep warm while I'm in the freezer. So by this time though, I still gotta go on top of the roof where it's 100 something degrees on top of the roof. So now you gotta
yeah,
peel out all these clothes. You already
Mm-hmm.
froze. Now you about to get on the roof and sweat, and doing this all day, back and forth, back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
back and forth. So I'm
yeah,
gonna tell you, I would say everything ain't glitter and gold out there now. It do get kind of tough.
yeah. It's physically challenging. I think to sum that up, it's a big physical um, aspect to this job too as well, climbing up ladders, and then like for a lot of people in our industry, like they're kind of afraid of heights, and things of that nature. So there's a lot of things we can't cover them all, but definitely working outside and heights and being physically challenged, mentally challenged. It's like 20 to 30 degrees difference on the roof than it is on the ground. So if it's 100, typically you shoot your gun up there, temperature gun is like 120 to 130 degrees. And then you got the sun beaming off the units and stuff like that. So it's mentally challenging and physically challenging.
I was thinking when Walt was saying, what came to my mind was I can remember very vividly, very clear that I was maybe a second year, maybe like a second year apprentice, and wasn't too many other black electricians that were older. They were on the job site, but I remember very clear. I saw a black owner. He was an electrician and he had his own company. We were doing work at the Dallas Mavericks stadium. So he had a contract to do some of do some of the suites there. And I'm just saying, I'm just painting the pictures for what I'm gonna say after this. And when I saw him, that's what really motivated me to do my own company, because I saw somebody else of my same color actually going through the program, going through the trade, getting the licenses, and then becoming their own boss. That had such a profound effect on me that's one of the reasons why I'm where I am to this day, and I still talk to him, right now, So so I would say poor representation, for high school individuals. I would say blacks of color. There is no pathway from high school to even knowing about the trades. Basically, you coming out of high school and either, you have two options. Either you're going to go to college or you're going to go the easy route, which is, trying to, sell whatever you're going to sell. You know what I'm saying? There's really only
Yeah.
two options that you
Keep
have,
keep on going with that, Steve. 'Cause that was
you
my
know?
next question too. Lack of awareness.
So,
So keep
yeah,
on elaborating on that.
I got
yeah.
a story about
And
that
so,
too once you get through as well. I
And
got a
so
story about that.
so here and see, imagery is so powerful. It's very powerful. Imagery is so powerful for a young mind that if you feed it like whatever you put, just say you have a just say if you okay, just say you have your brain in your hand, right, and you got a dirty cup. You pour that dirty water on there, dirty water is gonna come out. Well, you put the opposite. You put your brain in one hand, you put clean water on it. Clean water is gonna come out. Mm-hmm. So imagery. What I'm saying is the imagery that our young black youth have of skilled trades or of successful, successful men. I mean, in the hood. I don't mean people that's like upper class, middle class. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about the ones that come from a different background where they got to survive. Get it how they live. So the imagery that they have is the only way I can make money is I got to get out here and get it. Sell this or whatever. So
yeah, that's what we're here for. We want to change that.
Exactly. So I was just saying when the question came up about challenge, I just had to think back to like where, outside of just like the elements and learning how to work with your hands, when you don't have somebody there that's your same color that's teaching you that's caring. See, because when I first came into the trade, it was not welcoming. It was not a welcoming environment because number one, there was nobody there that looked like me. There was nobody that could identify with my same issues that I'm having. There was nobody there to mentor me. So I'm having to talk to other people, maybe like my dad or somebody else, but he's not a tradesman. So he can't relate to what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? So one of the biggest problems is that we don't have people that look like us that can teach us in a manner to where devoid of all the other stuff that comes along. People don't want to teach you, they want to treat you this way. We're going to do this so he can get mad. We can fire him. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to have a type of environment to where we can paint a certain picture and an imagery for our youth to where they'll want to get back into these trades because right now all they're doing is just going out to the streets and want to have chains on. You know what I'm saying? Want to I'm trying to portray that life that they see that the rapper's doing. You know what I'm saying? But that's nothing but death at the end of that. I've been able to support my family. I've been able to get married. I've been able to have a decent living all in a legal way. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to go too far on that because I know y'all got so much to say. So I can go on a tangent. So let me stop.
No, talk about it.
Yeah. So go ahead, Walt. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
So just a little piggyback on the story. So back when I was in Atlanta, what I was talking about Friday, we had like a certain amount of schools for the Atlanta public school system.
I see you, Charles. I'm gonna get you in here.
So what I did was one of the schools that we took care of was a school that I graduated from. So that was a whole different feeling or whatever. So going from a student of the school to working on an AC unit in the school. But my first sergeant, which when I was in RTC, he was like, "Hey, we having what is that job day or career day or something like that. I think you should come and talk to the students about your skills trade and joining the union things of that nature." Well, we went to go and talk to the principal, and she was like, "No, we can't have that. You can't come and talk. I won't allow you to come and talk
Wow.
because they basically, I don't know how true this is, but I heard they have a quota to meet. Like they go based on how many kids go to college instead of like trade school stuff like that.
Mm.
So they try to push kids to go to college because it helps them look good. That's just a rumor that I heard, from I think a good source, but they are pushing kids to go to college because I guess college makes everything look much better instead of a skill trade. She's saying she come to me saying her office is hot and things of that nature. I'm the guy that fixes it, but yet kids' only way out is to go to college. So that's just a little story I have to where I try to give back because I believe in giving back. That's a part of what BDA is going to be about. At least give back to one family, a unit, whether it's a furnace or a whole complete system. It's to give back once a year. So that I believe in giving back, putting into knowledge into other people and let them know that college is not the only way. There's nothing wrong with going to college by any means, but there's other ways of being successful other than going to college. A lot of kids go to college these days, get these, I guess, degrees and stuff that they never go and do in real life. You see, they working at something totally different and they pay thousands of dollars to do certain things. So, not a lot of people allow you to push the trade industry in schools.
Okay. And we
Can I
got
say something real
Charles.
quick?
No, go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna bring Charles in
Okay.
also.
Okay.
Hey Charles, how you doing, my man?
Hey, what's going on, Walt?
All right. You see what the topic is about? This
A
part
lack
of
of a
yeah. No, I mean this part of skilled trades.
Okay.
Lack of awareness, but I mean anything you want to add to that?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Coming up in school, I went to Detroit Public Schools. There was we had programs that let you go to vocational school at the time and whatnot. And I think around the time that I was about to come out of school, they started canceling a lot of those programs like that. So the kids that was coming in after me probably never had a chance to, know about trades or anything that trades had to offer because that door was kind of shut on them. So I think that for me, that program was instrumental in where I'm at right now because it opened up so many doors for me, and that was coming. I was able to take classes while in high school. So when I graduated, I could present a certificate to any employer that I had certification.
Okay, what you got going on right now? What trade you in?
So I'm an HVAC tech. I do commercial HVAC for a company. I moved down to Texas probably 4 years ago.
Okay.
And I've been rocking it on out since then. So I was in Michigan and I couldn't deal with that weather up there.
I heard that.
30 plus years of that winters, man. Oh man, yeah. So getting on roofs and then before that I was doing a lot of apartment maintenance. So I was shoveling snow and I was doing HVAC, but I had a whole bunch of other responsibilities included in that. So
you know about all type of different environments. Then, like I say, it can be rough, man, working in the cold like that. It get rough in here in Texas too, working in the heat. But I think I can do the heat a lot better than I can do that cold.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man. Welcome to the show, man. If you want to elaborate, we're gonna continue. I know Steve, you want to add to that also, and just hang out, Charles. If you want, you can hang out as long as you want to. If you want to participate as far as elaborate on some of these topics we got, also, you're more than welcome.
Okay, all right. I hang out with y'all.
I mean.
So I was just gonna say, I was just sitting up here thinking, when you said when you the word awareness, man. Hold on, I got an echo somewhere. I got an echo on mine. Okay, maybe that's okay. So when I was just sitting up here thinking about, let me turn this down. I'm sorry. Awareness, man. So here's the thing, man. I don't want to say they, but we have people that give us what we should be aware about. Meaning, like, if you live in a neighborhood, okay, we need to be aware there's a pedophile. We need to be aware that it's a dog that's in the alley. He get out every day. You know what I'm saying? So we have these things in society to where they give us what we need to be aware about. But one of the most important things that they don't give us awareness about is how to educate our young men. And it's a deliberate attack on us, because here you have how many high schools in every major city, in every black neighborhood. There's, 5 high schools. I'll probably say maybe even more than that. It just depends on where you are. Just like the brother was saying, Brandon was saying, when you're not letting somebody come in to talk about the trades, that's a deliberate, that's not just a mistake. That's deliberate. I don't want to say attack, but that's deliberate, that they're not being made aware. Now, we just talked about what we can be aware of. Now, when you talk about a whole generation of, we say Gen Z males, or 2022 males that are coming out of high school, right? And there is no awareness of about where they should go, about what they should be doing. See, because here's what happened. when they started bombing our towns, like Black Wall Street, all these different black towns, black cities, and we started allowing them to we started allowing them to give us what we need to be aware about. Now we're in a situation to where our youth are just being killed and slaughtered. They're killing each other, because once again, it just goes back to awareness, lack of awareness. How can you lack something that's so essential to where you can't even build, you don't have the manpower to rebuild your community? How do you have all these teenagers that's coming out of high school and there's no awareness about how to rebuild a community, but you don't want to give us no money to repair our wasted communities, but you bring in guns, you bring in drugs. So, oh yeah, it's definitely a lack of awareness, and it's a deliberate a lack of awareness. It's not something that's just because they such a hard work they don't want to get into it. No, that's not it. You know what I'm saying? They not there's no lack of awareness in promoting drugs and sex, prostitution. There's no lack of awareness for that. So I didn't want to go, like I said, I can go off on a tangent, but I did just want to say that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you. I understand.
We can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
They say they can hear me, Steve. Hey, we're gonna bring Steven. That's how you pronounce your name also?
Hey, Walt. Yeah,
Okay, what's going on, my man?
not much, man. Thanks for having me on.
All right, no problem, man. You see the topic of the show this far about the skilled trade. Are you in the skilled trades?
Yeah, I'm in the field trade. I've been in this trade since I went to school in 09, technical school here in the Atlanta area. And I'm still in it, man. I work real estate,
Okay, so
commercial real estate. Started out doing apartment maintenance, picking up trash,
mm-hmm. Okay.
But,
So what skill you say you in again?
air conditioning. I
You
do
in AC?
that's what I went to school to do, air conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
But I wind up being in the real estate
Okay. Well,
area.
how did you find out about air conditioning? What made you aware of that trade?
When let's see, just searching around on the local newspaper that used to come out here in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. What's the name of it?
I forgot, it was some sort of career paper. I
Okay.
was just getting out of the Navy, and
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for something to do.
Okay. I know Houston has something called like Green Sheet, and they be having a bunch of different trade schools and stuff like that in there. Different things they sell.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Like I say, you more than welcome to join, man. Add your opinion also as we go along with some of these topics.
Hey, Steven, you do residential or commercial, man?
Right now I work in a commercial environment.
Yeah.
And yeah, like this is very similar to apartment maintenance, but I'm on the commercial scale. So
Okay.
yeah.
If you ever had an opportunity, man, check out the episode we did on Friday. Maybe that interests you a little bit.
Oh yeah,
I don't know where you are in your career, but check that out, man.
I heard it
Maybe
was
a lot of fans.
yeah, that was real tight. I like that.
Yeah. But I know a
Look
lot of
into
people,
that,
man. Like you say, you're in real estate. I know a lot of people. Like one of my partners, he used the trade to get into real estate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is something that everybody can think about also. When you need trade, like I always say, you're gonna make good money. You're gonna make good money, you know what I'm saying? And that's a good place to put it in real estate.
Yeah, I'm looking for ways to keep going, man. I remember when I got in this field, it was hard, it was tough to get in, man. I didn't have any experience, and it was hard to getting that experience, but I was always applying for jobs on the computer, working for free or working for a few dollars just to get that experience, man. I was real hungry, man, and you guys remind me of myself. So yeah.
Yep. So that's what's up, man. So just go keep on going with the topic. So we got lack of education and training. Well, just pop out of my head just as far as the lack of education. I'm gonna go back to the conversation that me and Brandon had Friday. Some jobs or some organization will actually train you and educate you. But with some people, I think I don't want to say fail, but with some people kind of stumble and bump their head. To me, in this industry right here, it depends on what kind of job you get or who you working for. Because like some mom and pops, they don't have that uh they don't have the money or the funds to educate you. So they path for you is really going to be um based on what kind of profit margin they can get for their company. You know, just say if you work for a mom and pop and all y'all do is residential work, in a way it kind of stunts your growth because all you're gonna be know how to work on is whatever they put you in front of. So even if they supplier, just say if all that mom and pops buy is like let's say a Linux unit, and that's the only kind of equipment they install service. That's going to limit you. You know what I mean? But if you was to get with a union or a good company that's really uh, put that money to the side and try to invest in you, you'll be a way better technician. You know what I'm saying? Because I know people, man, that they get with some of these companies and they so-called want to be loyal to them, and they end up staying with them 10, 15 years, and they really don't have that much experience. Even if something happened with their company or something, they skills don't take them no farther than a 5-ton condenser unit.
Right.
So I mean, this lack of education. So I always say just be aware and I always say whatever you got to do to get your foot in the door by any means, take that route, but don't just be stuck, you know what I'm saying, or don't want to explore other companies or other avenues. You want to get out there and kind of, okay, you probably stay with this company about 2 years, but if they not offering you no training, no education, man, you need to want to try to get with a company that's it's gonna benefit you in the long run. So,
Absolutely.
and we're gonna add agent. Let me see if I can add agent. What's going on, agent?
All right, man. Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, man.
All right.
Good.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. We hear you good, man. We did talk about the trades. Like you froze
Is
up
it
there.
my internet?
You froze up. But anybody want to elaborate a little bit more on education and
Yeah, I
training
can
or the
elaborate a little
lack
bit.
thereof?
Like you were
So I
saying.
messed it up, huh?
Oh.
Closer to the router or something.
Hey, I don't know if you could hear, I don't know if you heard anything I was saying last time, but I don't know, my audio something had messed up. I wasn't sure if you were ever hear none of that I was saying.
Yeah, no. We heard.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think you could hear. You couldn't
Nah,
hear.
I
us,
couldn't.
though.
Yeah, I couldn't hear.
No, we
nothing. I
heard
didn't
you
know
though.
what was going on.
So you guys, can you?
Yeah, you breaking up, Age. I'm
It's kind of in and out a little bit.
Yeah, I can see even your you used to have a clear what you call. So I'm gonna remove it until you get a better internet connection. All right, go ahead, Charles.
Yeah, I was just saying the piggyback off what you were saying there. That's one of the main things I would ask a company when I interview with them was that what's y'all how was y'all education segment? Do y'all have a group of guys come in and do they train us on different equipment, or are we just out in the field kind of just learning as we go? Because you always want to, there's so many different systems out here, you kind of don't want to be stagnant in that you may be proficient in one, but you lack the knowledge of like a 50-ton AI unit or chiller units. You know what I'm saying? So, but you may be great at L series Linux units carriers. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you don't kind of want to just stay in your comfort zone. You always want to keep on learning, and a lot of that you have to ask the right questions at the beginning with a lot of these companies, because they just throw you the keys and hire you on and say, have at it. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, I'm with you on that, man. You kind of want to explore different things and really try to find out what you're good at too, or what you like to do. You know what I'm saying? For me personally, I don't care about running ductwork or anything like that. I remember the company that I was with, they wanted to turn me to a BAS, which it was good knowledge for me to know, but that ain't just something that I want to do, especially when it come to programming. I just wanted the basic knowledge of, you know, maybe get my laptop and just do the, you know, regular troubleshooting with a laptop or connecting to the BAS system or something like that. But I didn't want to go deep into the integration of it and, you know, build a different code. That, you know, that did not excite me. But I know people, like you say, hey, they'll start out with duct work. And some companies, man, if you good at it, and that was somebody told me too. He was like, man, even if you know how to do duct work, tell them you don't know how to do duct work, if you know what I mean. Because if something you're good at it, a company will try to stick you with that, you know. And you may want to be exploring other things, but So yeah, so you got to
up on the roof doing preventative maintenance for the whole summer, and you're like, man, I'm up. I wanted to learn how to troubleshoot a VAV or something. What's this? I'm just changing out filters all goddamn day.
What's going on, Adrian, man? When you see the topic, you want to add to it?
I just wanted to say what's up, guys. I want to jump in here really quick, man. I was listening in the background, and I heard you guys kind of mention real estate aspect. And as far as the trades, some people use the trades to step off into real estate. I just want to add really quick, man. I know I kind of went through my story with you and Steven, I think. But to be honest, the way that I actually got into HVAC is, so I actually have 5 rental properties. Well, it's a total of 7 properties, but I got my ex-wife's house and my mom's house. But anyways, I still take care of their HVAC units. But long story short, the way I actually got into HVAC is because I have these rental properties. I had a company come by and do some maintenance on my units, and I felt like they charged me a lot more than I should have been charged. So I was thinking, man, how hard can this stuff be? So as I started getting interested, and I started watching a little bit of your videos, Walter, and that kind of pushed me forward. So of course I worked full time for a big corporation, so I was going to school after work. So it was like 4 days a week, you know, for about a year and a half. Anyways, I went through the whole process of taking all the classes for HVAC and got my NATE certification, all that stuff. And then I went and took my contractor's license test. So I'm just strictly residential right now. But so my springboard into HVAC was through rental property. And I agree with you. So now I'm actually doing a few jobs here and there. And there's been times when I go out to look at a job and I see a vacant house over here and I'm thinking, I'll write down, you know, the address. So then I try and contact the owner. But, you know, that's just something that, you know, I mean, you get into this type of service industry, man, and, you know, you'll bump into a lot of people or a lot of vacant property that you could probably do something with. But anyways, I just wanted to add my little 2 cents on the real estate part of it.
For sure.
Yeah. Can I add something? Can I add something to that? Okay. Lack of education. See, when I spoke earlier about imagery, I don't know what one of the other HVAC guys, everybody know this guy. It's a black guy. His name is Frederick McKinley Jones. Brother, he invented the mobile the air conditioning truck. The refrigeration truck. So brother, that invented the mobile air conditioning truck. You know, invented the X-ray machine. So it's more see when the youth are able, when the youth are can be exposed to people like that, when you can see somebody within yourself, then it's going to inspire you to want to do the same thing or recreate it in a better manner. You know what I'm saying? But when you go to these HVAC schools, you don't see Frederick McKinley Jones nowhere in there. They don't talk about him whatsoever. There's no mention of him. And if it do mention him, it's not going to be around you.
Might see a carrier up there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is lack of education and training. See, and I just got to go back to it. When they blew up our towns, now they're able to put out their own images in front of us. So who built this and who did this? But see, when we have our own, we can put our own images up there. The people that actually invented the stuff, and they went and stole the patents. Or now it's another name. You know what I'm saying? But they're never gonna give you the root. You know what I'm saying? Or where it came from. So I just wanted to say that because lack of education and training is deliberate, man. You know, they don't they steady want to put these entertainers and rappers out there, you know, for our use, and they become their role models. Not people that's actually contributing to the growth of you know the growth the growth of us as a society. But yeah.
No, that kind of segue into the next. You started out. What kind of stereo and maybe gender bias?
I'm pretty sure everybody got stories about that.
Oh
We
yeah.
deal with it every day.
Kind of stereotypes, maybe gender bias.
Yeah.
Well, let me
Oh,
start
I
out.
mean,
Let me start out with gender bias then, because I'm like this right here. Let me say I want to put this. I think, and I'm gonna say that I think women, if a woman if she was good enough to play football, I think you should put her on the football team.
absolutely.
Now, but if a man though, I don't think if he shouldn't be playing. If he a man, he shouldn't be able to play with the WNBA. You feel my drift? So
Yeah.
so with that being said though, now women, we need more women to me in the skilled trade. I ain't gonna say necessarily we need more women, but women can, you know, do HVAC work. I think you could have women electricians, you know, but and to anybody out there listening, to me, man, how I just grew up though, men really shouldn't be like nurses or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because even if you really think about it, man, you can make if if you in a skilled trade, you can make a lot more money than a nurse. You know, there's a lot of freedom out here. Sure enough, you might get your hand dirty and stuff like that, but uh, we need, you know what I'm saying? We need more manly man, in the trades and stuff like this, man. Instead of get out the I ain't saying get out the office and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But I done seen like male dispatchers. Man, that could be a job for a woman, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Nah, because there's a job opening for technicians in the skilled trade. Why is you dispatching? You know what I mean? So, but any more stereotype about it, that's just my 2 cents on there like that. We need,
No, I mean, I've had a plenty of times. I got a story about that too as well. Like I got plenty of stories that I had in my 15 years or coming up on 15 years of experience. So I'm going to this multi-million dollar high rise that we took care of in Atlanta, and bro, you may Stevie, you may know her. She's one of the meteorologists on Channel 2. So I went to her house
really,
and
in
yeah,
Atlanta.
so I went. Yeah, in Atlanta. Um, I went to her house and she was scared because she opened up the door and she wasn't expecting me. I'm a 6'4", pretty big guy. So, and you see a black guy at your door, so she looks at me funny. Her husband's not home, so she's kind of reluctant to let me in. But she let me in because she was pregnant and she needed AC. So I came early that day. I told her what she needs. She was like, "We're just gonna hold off on it." But eventually, she ended up decided to do it that day. So she called into our on call, starting to go off on us, and we fixed the problem. But long story short, I go in and she looks at me funny and she's just watching me everything I do. But as I'm getting to talk to her, she kind of eased up. You can tell she kind of like relieved. Her husband get home, she relieves up. So long story short, it took me when I came in, but she ended up calling in the next day and saying, Brandon, I hate that she said this, but she's like, Brandon is nothing but a big teddy bear. I appreciate him for doing what he did. And he did a great job on my unit, and a good job to him. But it's just a stereotype. And then I have another instance. I had to correct one of my journeymen because you're gonna treat me like a man. You're gonna treat me like like a technician. So he called the supply house and he was like, "I'm gonna have my apprentice to come and get it." Like you don't have to say that, or you don't have to tell the customer, "I got my apprentice do this." Because when I go to a service call as a third year, they're gonna look at me like I don't know anything. So you just gonna address. You don't have to put apprentice in there. You just put like my coworker. My coworker is it. Nobody else has to know that I'm a third year apprentice because they're gonna look at me like I don't know what I'm doing. They're always gonna question my work. So that's just. I got plenty of other stories, but that's just two of the biggest ones.
I mean, I'll speak on it. Stereotypes and gender biases, those they happen, and I don't focus on them. I like customer service. I think I provide a service, and I'm not there to respond to how someone wants to treat me or anything like that. So I usually block them out, and I just provide a good service, a hell of a service while I'm there, man. But yeah, just I like the way you take it, my man here in Houston. I think you're from Atlanta,
Yeah,
and I like the way you handle it. So
I
yeah.
appreciate it, bro.
To piggyback off that, I had a few instances when I did apartment maintenance when I was in the Michigan area, and I totally had a entire, I just gonna say it, racist white lady that had a problem with me. I had a 120 unit complex that I was taking care of, and she didn't want me in her apartment to do no work orders, but she would always complain that her work orders never got done. And things would mysteriously end up stolen out of her, and she would put in many complaints about it, but nobody's been in your apartment to do these things. So we kind of figured what her issue was or whatnot, and regional had to step in to take care of that and whatnot. But all the while that was going on, I just took it in stride. I'm not here to, get into a tussle with how you feel about me or whatever you think I've done to you or whatever's happened in your past. I ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here to work and provide a service. So if you are denying me to perform that service, then that's kind of on you. You know what I mean? So, but know this: if your apartment is being damaged any further, if I can't get in there to a flood or a leak that's tearing up drywall, things of that nature, then that damage is gonna be on you. So you're gonna have to drop your whatever it is that you got against me to let me do my job. You know what I'm saying? So your air conditioning went out, and I guess that was the straw that broke the camel's back. You let me finally come on in to fix that air conditioning. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, and I had a couple, a lot more instances with stereotypes, gender bias. I really never seen it too much. I've had female assistants. I've worked under a female maintenance supervisor. When I go up to the air filter, Texas air filters or Joe Fly, anybody like that.
Yeah. We
I
use
see.
them as well.
I see. It was one particularly because I actually spoke to them for a minute. AC Geeks. It was two black girls. I was like, oh, wow, okay, all right, that's what's up. And, I love to see stuff like that because this is a male-dominated field that we're in. You know what I'm saying? It's just good to see, you know, all walks of life to be able to join in.
Absolutely.
You know, anybody want to hit on stereotypes or gender biases? We good on that? Because I know there's a bunch of stereotypes out there. Oh,
Yeah.
let's go to the next though. Solutions to the challenges in the skilled trade industry. Let's go over some solutions to challenges in the skilled trade. Um, I think Stephen was hitting on this a little bit. You know, increase awareness through marketing and education.
Yes,
You
we
know,
kind of talked about it on Friday a little bit too as well.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, like like I said, for like as far as me, like I'm in the union or whatnot. They are starting to go out to the career days at the schools. Unfortunately, it's not at our schools. It's more at different schools because, like I said, a lot of us won't allow it. You have to be like, unfortunately, our parents want us to be like this lawyer, doctor, stuff like that. And then that pushing like the trade, you have to go to college. I understand you want your kids to be better than what you are, but I have a better life than my parents ever have, and that's an honor for me to have that. But
So
we are starting to,
that's almost another stereotype right there. You know,
yeah, yeah,
we need to break that chain. I mean,
yeah, because we
somehow break
us
through that.
right. We don't take it serious. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the kids now want to be this YouTuber influencer or this rapper and things of that nature. I mean, it's like one of every 15 rappers get made or something like that. It may be something more ridiculous than that, or it's
Yeah,
one in every 30 person people go to the NFL or the NBA. NBA is a lot less because it's on a 15-man roster. So don't I don't want to pursue. I mean,
and
tell nobody the career,
and
but you got also
the average NFL career probably about 3-4 years.
correct. Correct. And then after that, you see, people that they are broke. Just whatever the basketball player they used to, that people be saying he's homeless, and he was a multimillionaire. So it's just like this stuff like this. I try to give back. I try to encourage like younger people when I can talk to them one on one. To tell them to get into a trade versus going to college. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with going to college, but if you're gonna go to college, go to get a degree that you can actually use. A lot of these people go to school just to go to school. Their parents tell them they have to go to school, so that's what they do. So it's a lot, but we have to somehow get into our schools to tell them that there's a different way. Because if they don't see no other way or no prime example of us, like I mean, pretty much everybody here at HVAC, most of us are business owners. If they don't see us having a business owner or we're successful, all they know is I want to be a basketball player or rapper or whatnot.
Yeah,
So we have to
just,
get in front of our people.
just to play devil advocate. I don't know if you or Steven was hitting on this. Well, I think Steven was when he was saying this is planned for them not to put it in schools as far as the systematic part of it.
Mhm. Yeah,
Uh, I, I think it's going to be unless we speak with politicians or something like that. They're not going to put it in the schools because, like you say, it's not financially uh, of interest to them. They want to they want to send people to schools to probably get grants from the government. You know,
exactly,
because they putting these people in colleges or whatever.
exactly.
I think got to be a way. We're gonna market. It got to be kind of outside or after school activities or something like concerts or something like that because they kids gonna still want their entertainment. Kids still like sports and stuff like that. So maybe what I'm saying it could be something like a skill trade, basketball tournament, little league football program or something like that. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. Ultimately, I don't know. It's something. It's a long term goal for me. So something I want to do is have like a nonprofit school, like after school program. I got plenty of friends that do all types of work, like electrician, culinary arts, and things of that nature. So I want to be able to open up something to give back to the kids, so they like an after school program. But instead of doing like something else, like going to play basketball, or something like that, you actually learn a trade at a younger age. So that's something that I want to do in the long run. So a big part of me and my wife, us as a family, we like to give back. So every year we do something really big to give back to somebody or something at a year. So my long-term goal, like I said, one for as a business owner to give back at least 1 to 2 units every year. But also I want to open up a nonprofit to teach different things, culinary arts, like I said, heating and air, plumbing, anything. Because I got friends that have their own building, business in all these careers. And I mean, what other ways can you give back? It's us that's giving back to us, and
Mm-hmm.
it's open to anybody. But primarily we want to reach us because we have the lack of knowledge, or we don't know that this is it.
I think that Brandon, are you with the union, right?
Yes.
Uh, I wish that. Okay, I want to give you a little secret. I'm taking classes at the 146 up here in
Okay.
Dallas.
Okay.
Um, that's a whole nother story. Maybe I can talk to you about it on the side sometime.
Yeah. Sure. Sure. Sure.
Yeah. But I think if they actually, like when I was going through school, we actually had the program director actually knew some of the owners with HVAC companies. Like I had when I was going through the Votech program, I had a job also that I went 3 days out the week. I worked at Johnstone Supply. Now this was to help me learn refrigeration parts and HVAC parts and things like that. But I still got a little money on the side. But that was like towards my last year of I think. But the union, it just feels like it's the best way to go. But it also feels like it's a secret boy band. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows about it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when I was coming out of school, if you didn't know somebody that knew when they were taking applications and this, that, and the other,
Absolutely.
you was gonna miss out on it. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
just if we could bring that back, like I said, I think they got rid of the VOTEC program that I went through when I was in high school.
Even at them unions, though, I wonder who on a lot of them board meetings, though. Is it a lot of people on the board meeting look like us?
I don't think so.
And through these little
No.
pockets, you know what I'm saying? Through these little
Mhm.
pockets.
No, no. So that's why I was saying I kind of touched on the Friday, man. I understand what you're saying. So also it's there. They're starting to do like at least I know in Atlanta. I don't know about local 211 in here in Houston. I don't know how their marketing is, but Atlanta, like I said, they're starting to go out and go to some of these schools. But of
Yeah.
course, it's not in our area. But they are going to the schools like with your firefighters, the Navy, and the Army, and things of that nature. So they're starting to promote that. But I know
There's
when I was
somebody turn
coming
their
out.
YouTube down. I'm hearing the echo in the back.
Yeah, that might be me. That might be me. Hold on, y'all.
So when I was going through tech school, I didn't know anything about the union. Like I said, I stumbled across the union just for me just trying to get a job. That's how I stumbled across it. It just so happened to come up. It wasn't the first thing at the top of Google either. It's me scrolling down, just trying to figure out, and that just seemed like the best opportunity. Lucky for me, I found out, and I have the connections to get people in now or to push them to that, at least in Atlanta, because I know the people on the board, so I just have that relationship with them.
Mhm.
So, if people ask me, I can get you skip a couple of steps, to get you to the person that you need to that can help you push forward in your career. But it's just a relationship that I had with them. But now they're starting to go out and market a little bit, but it's
Yeah.
nowhere near like your big major companies like for us like John Moore or
Mhm.
uh, Johnson or whatever. So it's not like that. So you can't outbeat college. I don't know. A lot of people push college more than if you go down any hallway of any senior or 11th grade hallway, you'll see more college. You see college banners. I go to some elementary school. They already got college banners
Mhm.
on the walls. They don't have a trade school banner on there. They don't. They
Yeah.
don't have that.
So who all in here from the north? Am I the only one that was born and raised like northern part of the
Yeah,
states?
I'm from the
Yeah,
side.
yeah. Peace out, bro.
Okay, deep south. Yeah, see, up north, Michigan is one of them states where, not to go all political and stuff, it's just one of them states that you can go red or it can go blue, but most of the time it be blue, and it's a pretty strong union there. So the union, if you knew anything about you probably knew somebody that worked in the union. And me being in the environment that I was in, I came across a lot of people who worked at the 636 in the local 80 up there. And 636 was the big one in Wayne County with Detroit. So they would hire every so often. I remember I tried to get in with them, but I guess I didn't score high enough on the test. But also, I'm thinking because we were going through the recession at the time, they probably didn't have enough. Probably was only taking so many people or people that knew people to get them on in there, but you had to take the test to, for government purposes or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't no way I failed no mechanical aptitude test. Ain't no way. But yeah, so up there, the union, I'm not gonna say it's pushed, but it's known. That's what I'm getting at. It's known. You know what I'm saying? It's known as an alternate avenue. Like college ain't gonna work out for me. Or if you coming out of high school, getting kicked out by your parents, I'm gonna need a job immediately. Let me go sign up the union. Or you know what I'm saying? And whether you getting paid, because I think back in 2004, I remember seeing that contract was like for first years was like 10 something an hour or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, it was it's known up there. But down here, the politics is different. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a even regular normal people on the street, you ask them about the union, and it's like a frothing hatred that they have towards it. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't understand this.
I heard that stereotype before.
Yeah, it's a stereotype. So it's like, I know it because I'm like, back, how long would the union get if they building a football stadium, any big project, hospital, football stadium, they get all that work. You know what I'm saying? It's running through the union, and now which union gets it, I don't know how that process goes, but that's going to be union work. You know what I'm saying? But if they building a store, if they building anything that's going up brand new, it's going to be just about union. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if y'all heard of Thornton and Grooms. They're a real big name up there in Michigan. They HVAC company. And they do everything from residential on up to just everything across the spectrum there. So, I see the politics here is a lot different in what the union can do, and they're kind of limited on. Now I'm just speaking about Texas, Brandon. I'm not talking about Atlanta, none of that. I'm just talking about what I've seen here in Texas. It's like they're limited in the companies that they have, and limited in what they can, how they move around and what projects they get. I don't know if y'all heard of DSI or who's the other one? DSI and Brant.
Yeah, Brant and Houston.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I think they kind of cross the whole state. Yeah.
Like I say, even the company I first started working with, they was with the union also.
Who?
Waste Service. That's the first company I started working with.
Oh, really? Not okay.
Yeah, they was union.
I'll show up. That's another company I run into at the supply.
Waste Service. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow, that's great. I never thought that. Okay. But yeah, it's just the marketing. I would say for us, it's not there. So it's just like I have a 13-year-old daughter. I'm pretty sure she's probably not going to go into skilled trades, but you ask her what she wants to be when she grows up, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get one of these answers that's popular with the Gen Z crowd. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like.
What is that? Coding or what? What's the?
You said what now?
What is it? Coding or what's the Gen?
The Gen Z crowd, it's more like
content creator or what?
On YouTube or owning your own business. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Entrepreneurship is glamorous, real glamorous right now. Mm-hmm. They don't know how hard it could be out here either.
Right. You just see on Instagram, you just see all the good stuff. You don't see the bad stuff. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these people, they have all this money, but they're miserable. And when they turn the camera, They're a whole totally different people, a person.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people just see this fast money, and and they think that I can do this, and I'll make money right away. It's not like that. I wish
Mm-hmm.
people know the real story or the real grind it took, and how much debt they incurred. They took on just to get to where they at, and they probably still in debt, and not
Mm-hmm.
taking care of their money. So
Yeah.
that I say this and financial freedom, that's just a whole nother
That
topic though. But
that's the
we
whole point right
we
there.
don't hear
That's so you're not trying to go to school and get in debt because they only give them scholarships out to so many people. You know what I'm saying? She has great grades, but it's always I don't know how they go about picking and choosing grants and scholarships and all of that, but I hope that she gets one. But if not, what's the plan B if it doesn't? Are you gonna go into debt going into school, or what we gonna do here? You know what I'm saying?
you
So,
just gotta work some overtime, brother. That's all.
hmm
So
Hey,
you pay for it.
can I add something to that real quick, Walt?
I know.
Yeah, go ahead. Hey, Steve, you ain't got to ask, man. Whenever you want to jump in, just jump in. We
Now,
love to hear your opinions and your thoughts.
I was just sitting up here thinking, it really, with the awareness, marketing, and education, man, it really starts at home at first. Because I guarantee you that if any one of your nieces or your nephews come home and say, Dad or Mom, I want to get into a skilled trade, is immediately it's like, are, are you sure you don't want to go to college? You don't want to be clean. You don't want to be behind you don't want to have like a desk type job. Skilled trade is dirty. This or that. So um, that that almost so that's like the number one way to discourage a young
Yeah.
person from getting into the trade, hearing it from their
And not to
parents.
cut you out, Steven, and we got to
Yeah,
eliminate that stereotype either because all of us don't get dirty like that. We
yeah,
just
Mhm.
uh,
True.
like the BAS guys. Them guys always clean. You know what I'm saying? They could be troubleshooting at the bottom of the ladder, and I'm telling them, hey man, this fan or this damp is not opening up. Well, they looking at their computer. Well, it
Yeah,
shows it's open.
it
It
should be
gotta be
open.
open. It says it right here is open. Man, this thing ain't open. Once you get up on the ladder and come up here, and I can show you that it ain't open. But yeah. So that's a stereotype right there, though. Like, all the skilled trades don't get dirty like that.
and
Yeah,
I
the
and
skilled trades is a bias itself. You know, yep.
I was
You know,
oh
nah, you go ahead.
now I was gonna say just to add to what I was saying. See, because like just say if you go to New York or even if you come here to Dallas or like Chicago, you have a Chinatown, you have a Jewtown, you have a Koreatown. There's no black town. So what I'm trying to get at is that when you're not building nothing as a society, when you're not building nothing as a group of people, then you will not have those things in place. You will not have a black bank that's going to finance your black construction company. So now you have to go outside of your community to try and get a loan to start your company or to buy a vehicle or to try and get a line of credit. You cannot go to someone in your own community to try and get a bank loan. So essentially what I'm trying to say is when you're not building anything for yourselves, when you're just contributing to other societies, meaning you giving your money back to them, because our money circulates. They say the black community, the money goes out fastest out of any other societies. It leaves as soon as it comes in our pocket, we get paid. It goes out the fastest. They say like if you go to like a Jewish community or if you go to like a Chinese community, the dollar circulates numerous times before it goes to another community. So essentially, what I'm trying to say is that when you think you've made it as a society, I mean, when I say society, I mean black people. When you think you've made it, you would not have things set up for your youth to rebuild your own community. You would not have a bank that's going to fund a trade school for black men or an all girls school for young girls that's coming out of college. Because we see what happens when we let them go off to the colleges. They come back HOEs. They don't come back pure women. They come back HOEs. So essentially what I'm trying to say is that when we are not building anything for ourselves, then we're going to be forced to send our children to these places that don't want to send them. I mean, not saying that we're gonna be forced to send them to places that don't want to teach them, that don't want to show them their history, that they will not have a connection to another black man. They're gonna be working with somebody that does not want to see them in the trade. When I got into the trade as a 19-year-old male, black male, it was not easy. And it's not going to be easy for none of them, especially the ones now, because the ones that do want to get in the trade, they're coming from majority of the ones that I see that coming to the trade, they're coming from a rough background. They're not coming from like a well-to-do type of household. They're coming with dreadlocks. They're coming with gold teeth. They're coming with all these different things that make them look a certain way, and they talk a certain way. So the average person that you're gonna be working with, they're not gonna even want you around. They're not even gonna want you around. You know what I'm saying? So essentially, what I'm saying is that I'm gonna wrap it up here. That if we're not building nothing, if we think we made it as a society, then there's gonna be a continuous lack for building trades in the black community for young black males, because we're not gonna be building anything for ourselves. We're gonna be going to work for a union that's gonna be building a Scottish Rite Hospital for Scottish people. Scottish Rite Hospital. Not exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. So I didn't want to take up too much time saying it, but I just, that's all I was gonna say about that.
So I'm gonna try to expound on that a little bit. Let's just say if we was to build our own union, right? Because I kind of think even with the union that's established now, and some states are different, but I come from Mississippi, and I know for sure where their union hall was located, people look like me didn't belong back there. You know what I'm saying? It's in what we call the other side of the tracks. You know what I'm saying? My people on one, they people on this side right here, way off back on the road called like Jeff Davidson Road. I don't know, like y'all may not be familiar with Jeff Davidson, but he was like a Confederate soldier with the Union, whatever. I mean, I'm sorry, with the Confederate soldier with the Confederates, whatever. So Pemberton and all them. So anyway, with that being said, though, if we was to build our own, right? Because I kind of feel no, that's there. They built that, and where I'm going with this is in the trades, it is a lot of rejects. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just speaking on whites and black or Caucasian, however y'all want to look at it. The trades, because even when you look at a police officer, sometimes a police officer, a lot of times they're not educated. They didn't make it to college. You know what I'm saying? They wherever the Trumps and stuff went to school at, they didn't make it that far. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times you get uneducated police officers. You know what I'm saying? That the ones that I don't want to say the rougher of the rough, but the ones that probably was kind of good in football in high school, but they just couldn't make it to college. Don't go out to the pros, or they didn't score well in college, so they got left either be a police officer, but then you got the ones that was really hard hit. You know what I'm saying? Rough. See the one with tattoos head to toe? Them the ones get pushed to the skilled trades, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? So they taking up all them, and I want to say it like this. So they taking up as far as the union. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them, I'm talking about my area, it's not the same everywhere, especially probably not in Houston or Atlanta, your bigger cities up north and stuff like this. I'm just saying some parts of the country, this do exist. It's for them. And that's how we look at it growing up. You know what I'm saying? Because when me and Brandon were talking about, he said when you interview with him, it's a round table, about 15 different people. So none of them people look like me. You know what I'm saying? So not only that you taking the obstacle, even if you make it through that interview process. Now imagine when you get into one of these establishments that is all occupied by the union, right? That just say, for example, I used to work in a labor union for like a Cadillac, where they build harnesses for Cadillacs. You know what I'm saying? I'm knowing how some of these folks used to look at me. You feel me? I'm knowing now I don't even want to apply.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? To this local, whatever union this is right here. Now, my people more need to stick with this labor part of it. You know what I'm saying? Because they wasn't welcoming like that.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
going back to what Steven's saying though. So even if the black community, and if anybody Caucasians out there listening, there's no bias or anything like that, but y'all got to do understand when somebody stepping on our feet and we say it hurt.
No bias.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you stepping on my feet. I don't want you on my feet. It hurt.
Right.
So don't be listening to it thinking like, oh man, he on your feet, but it don't hurt. No, I'm telling you, you on my feet, man. It hurt. Get off my feet.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, so even if we was to build a union for us, we have to accept the people with the dreadlocks, you know what I'm saying? Or people with something on their background, people that don't maybe speak proper English, you know what I'm saying? The people that really hasn't been through school to get a good education, you know what I'm saying? We can't neglect them. We have to embrace them and bring them in and be like, nah, okay, we got to do exactly what they did. Okay, you're not college material, man, take on a trade, you know what I'm saying? Get into the skilled trade, you know, if you don't want to go to college, or maybe you have a little something on your record like this. We have to embrace that, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
You certainly gotta have character, good character. I mean, you gotta define the the barrier, of what character you want. But a person has to be of character.
Yeah, for sure. We got to change. I ain't gonna say change, man, because man, some good brothers out here, man, and people of good character. You know what I'm saying? I think that what Steve was saying earlier too, man. It's just a lot of what he's saying, like the dirty water and the pure water, or whatever. Man, it's just what's in front of us as far as you know the rap lyrics, rap videos, man. A lot of this stuff junk, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That we put in our mind, man. And it's like uh the empty mind becomes dumping ground for junk.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
You know. So we need more. I think and we're gonna get ready to end this show in a second. We ain't gonna get through all the topics, I don't think. But I think I appreciate everybody for joining though, because we gotta have more platforms like this. A lot of people probably not viewing it right now, but at least it'll be on the internet where talk about skilled trades, you know what I'm saying? And it is an option, you know. This is a form of marketing. This is a form of all us giving back, you know what I'm saying? Because we're a perfect example of, man, now we at home with our families. We not out here in these streets, you know what I'm saying? We put a honest days living in, honest day work. We able to provide with our family, you know, not one for nothing, you know.
I just want to add real quick. I feel as entrepreneurs, we in a sense have to lead by example, and I say that because there's some people from my neighborhood that I grew up with that when I got into HVAC, I was like, come on, man, let's let me show you some of this HVAC stuff. This stuff you once you learn it, you keep it with you for the rest of your life. You can eventually, once you get enough knowledge, you could work wherever, right? But a lot of people, I don't say everybody, but a lot of the people that I bumped into were almost like afraid of the concept of working in HVAC because it's real technical, or the electricity. You know what I mean? It's like some people have a fearful mind without even trying it. You know what I mean? That makes sense. But so I think in a sense we have to lead by example, I guess. I just want to say really quick, so when I originally got it, so I'm a machinist by trade, and then I went into HVAC. But in the very beginning, I was doing a lot of labor jobs. So there was a machining job that came up on the board, and I was asking a few of the guys, like, hey man, you guys gonna put in for this machining job? And everybody's like, no, man, it's a lot of trigonometry. It's real hard. It's a stressful job. Don't do it. And I'm like, why not? So I applied for it. Long story short, I get the job. It was a learning curve that I had to go through to learn the job, but because of that, my pay went up a few dollars where my homeboys were still doing all the labor work. And here I am chilling, making $4 or $5 more an hour just because, I had the incentive to do better. I'm just saying all of that to say, even in HVAC, there's people like us that are interested in we're willing to try new things and try and learn. But there's also a lot of people at least from my neighborhood that, in a sense, they're almost afraid to get into the trades because I don't know why. It's like,
yeah, right. They think it's hard. So not to cut you off, but
yeah.
I had read one time, and really what kind of helped me out. A lot of people know my story about me coming from Mississippi to Texas, not really having anything. And I always say I wouldn't put no other applications in only for HVAC. I wouldn't waste my time putting even though I didn't have any money or anything, but I wouldn't waste my time of putting money in a grocery store or anything like that. I know I could have got a job at Walmart. I know I probably could have went to Target or Dollar General or somewhere and got a job. But so what you saying, a lot of people, man, so just say a lot of manager jobs or the higher paying jobs. And then you got the jobs that's kind of lower on the totem pole. Man, so many people fighting and scrambling. You got 1,000 people trying to put an application in down here for this job right here, when only number 2 or 3 people up here that's putting in the application for these higher paid jobs, whether they be skilled trades or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But there's so many people, fighting to get the bottom job. Man, they want people to apply for these higher jobs. You know what I'm saying? So they can even get you in there to train. But we're not even.
Right.
I think Les Brown said it. He said it's not that we swing and not hitting. You know what I'm saying? We swing at the first thing we see, it's hitting. You know what I'm saying? Instead of wait for that good fastball or something coming right across the plate, we can hit a home run with. So yeah, man. No, that's a good point, Adrian, man. So if anybody out there listening, man, stop putting out all your energy, in the lower paying jobs and stuff like that, man. Just at least apply for, something bigger and better, that'll change your family.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right. Anybody want to add?
Well, I know doing apartment maintenance for eons. That was definitely a field where the pay wasn't great because if you lived on site, they felt that was part of your raise, part of your package of benefits or whatever they came up with in their mind. So I was always in between that and being an HVAC tech with a company, but starting out, HVAC companies wanted to pay $10 an hour back then. So that was you being an installer. If you was good at installing, they may let you get on the service side doing things or riding with somebody or whatnot. Now I'm talking about almost 20 years ago. So that's probably changed by now because I know a lot of kids that coming out of class now are even doing preventative maintenance. They getting a whole van, getting to take it home now. I'm like, man, I wish I could have did that, but yeah, so apartment maintenance is one of those, I'm not gonna say it's dead end, but you gotta know the right people to move up. You gotta get in good with the property manager, with the regional manager, and with their bosses and whatnot. And you might see some, or you gonna stay stuck even in that mid management position. I spent a lot of time being a service supervisor, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of know the ins and outs of what was going on with you can hit all your numbers, you can do everything right, but if if they Uncle Billy Bob needed a job, they plug them in to them positions that you're talking about that we hardly applying for, because that's what they was leaving it open for. You know what I'm saying? So you get glossed over, you get glanced over. Now, I'm not ragging on that industry, but that's the industry I spent a lot of time in and whatnot.
We can. I'm interested in that. I know a lot of more people will be interested in, especially like apartment maintenance and stuff like that. So, hey, maybe one day we could do a show about that. You know what I'm saying? If somebody want to take that avenue, to get into the trades or
it's,
get that job.
Definitely a segue. It's definitely
yeah.
I was told that when I was in technical school, like start out apartment complex.
Yeah, man. Some of these apartments I fly by, man, they got even on the roof of the split units. I see 100 some units on one of the building compounds. So I know I have if I was just learning HVAC and I go up on the roof like that, man, I just have a field day. You know what I'm saying? Especially a lot of them units, especially when they actually up and running, I use this compare. You know what I'm saying? I compare, okay, this unit running fine. Why this unit not running exactly like this? Why my pressure don't look like this? So no, man, hey, most definitely though, Charles, man, if you want to come on one day and it can be live or not live, we can do something about, you can show us the inside rope, how to apply, how to move up in that industry right there. That'd be nice. Hey, so we've been on here since 1:42, man. I'm gonna read some of these comments and we're gonna go ahead and call it a day.
All
right. So let me go through some of the comments. Let's see here. I think I read some of them. Like I say, from Beaumont. Alex say, what's up, H-Town in the building. We got 4 Muscle Lewis. Good evening. Walter say, what's up? Mr. McKenna say, ABC boot camp. That's what we were talking about, the appliance boot camp with Mike Steed. That's an agent. Say, what up, fellas? Mr. McKenna say, let me see. I look at it like it's a reference to a furnace system, biblical days. This trade ain't never going nowhere. Amen. Says always in high demand. So Charles, you was asking, maybe that's a question for Brandon.
Yeah, that was for Brandon. Yeah.
Well, so he mainly commercial, all commercial, really.
So I know local 211, they're trying to branch out to where they, if you have a company where you do residential, you can come in and become a company of a union. So they're trying to branch out into residential, but 99% of the time it's resident. I'm sorry, commercial. Like I said, the residential, I take on like my contracts. They're worth like 3 or 4 million. So you don't have the typical split systems. I have Aeons and geothermal and stuff like that inside of the residential. So they're all hot dollars. The cheapest one I have, the house is probably like for 1.2 million or something like that. So that's the cheapest house that I have. I take care of.
All right, so we got Brandon. Brandon say facts. The learning curve is real. It's a marathon. That's true. Gia say, I appreciate you all, especially for being a young brother in the trade myself. All right, Gia 721. Hey, so what y'all think about this right here, man? It's kind of funny to me. I don't think it's true, but it could be true. You know what I'm saying? I can't swim and I don't like water, but he say, I think the main reason why minorities don't get into the trades as electrician or HVAC is mostly the fear of electricity. Just keeping it real.
False.
Hey, Walt, man, I don't want to stereotype everybody, but the people around my way, when I talk to them about getting an HVAC, they're like, nah, man, I'm not messing with the electricity. Nah, that's not everybody. I don't know everybody, but there's definitely a known fear of electricity. So
yeah. And then I got a lot of stuff that like, man, I don't know how y'all do it. It's like I can't work outside. They're I have to work in conditioned space and all that type of stuff. So a lot of people don't want to have that sweat, that equity going in. But no, a lot of people don't want that. I do see a lot of that too. or hear a lot of that. Because if you go to a customer face, what's the number one thing you say, especially at the summertime? I don't know how y'all do it. If I'm out there 5, 10 minutes, I quit. I hear that a lot of times from a lot of people,
Oh
men and
yeah.
women. So it's just like I said, it goes back to that physical and mentality thing. It's just like once you get over that mental thing, like of course, I don't want to be outside like the heat or in somebody's attic. I don't want to do that, but it's a job for everybody. It takes
Hmm.
somebody to do the job that you don't want to do. So I'm
So
that guy to come in and do that job you don't want
yeah.
to do.
So
It's
even
interesting you say
Mhm.
that though, because piggybacking off of what Steve said, electrician Steve, it start at home. Cause see, I can remember being in Michigan, man. I had all 4 seasons. We have a longer winter than any of the other seasons. But I was outside with my dad shoveling snow. I was in the cold fixing my car with my dad. So I was always in the elements. I had to clean up the house, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know if I'm not speaking on nobody else's household, but you can tell when somebody comes from a house that those type of things weren't instilled in them and whatnot. So I can't really agree with what he's saying right there because getting to see my dad do certain things. He was a welder by trade. So but he dabbled with electricity. We had a big old inefficient old 30% steam boiler in the basement. And I remember him wiring it up in series with car batteries one year that we snowstorm had knocked out all the power in the area. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And just me being able to see him doing certain things, around the house and him taking me places to do things, that kind of groomed me or got me ready for a skilled trade. But he was never on my case about join the union or go get a skilled trade or none of that. He kind of just, you're a man now, so you're gonna have to pick and choose and do. You're gonna have to do something. You know what I'm saying? So I guess
yeah.
I guess I just played to my strength. You know what I'm saying? So I was handy with my hands, so it was
Okay.
kind of inevitable.
I want to hear the electrician his thoughts on that.
Man, uh, man, let me just say this, man. It's good to see us on the show, man. Like you don't see brothers on the show talking about trades, and man, it's I commend you, Walt, for moving out, on this, man. It's great. But I was gonna say just to make it, man, this thing is loud. Just to kind of sum it up, what I was gonna say. Hold on, I'm sorry, this is real loud in my ear. Was that so I agree to an extent, but also too, I think it's a little bit. I think it can go a little bit further into it. So I do agree, because I mean, I hear it. I won't say 90% of the time, but when I go on people's houses, they be like, "I ain't for messing with electricity." You know what I'm saying? It could be white, black, Chinese. It don't even matter. I ain't for mess with that. You know what I'm saying? So I agree on that. But here's the thing: what hasn't been said is that there is also a fear of black males getting into these trades and changing the way some of this is done. Meaning that, I mean, on the invention side, because currently they make billions of dollars just selling units, you know what I'm saying, and repairing units. But we hadn't even like probably touched the tip of it to where there could be a more efficient way of moving refrigerant fluid to do the hot to cold process. You know what I'm saying? So just to kind of give you an example of what I mean, and some of y'all may know this, and some of y'all may be new to you, but even like when Nikola Tesla, when he wanted to transmit electricity from one part of the earth to another part of the earth without wires, that they didn't want that to happen because you can't make money like that, because it would have been free for everybody. But so essentially, what I'm saying is that if you go back in the past, I would say
Yeah,
maybe
you can
100
use
years,
human
150
waste or
years,
something for
most of the
electricity.
inventions were by black people. Now, on paper, does it say that? On the patent, it probably won't say that. It's majority of the time, it's not going to say that, but it's by young Frederick Douglass. A lot of things came out of the soybean. It's so many industries that came out of the soybean right now. Not Frederick Douglass, I'm sorry.
Peanut.
George Washington Carver is what I meant to say.
Yeah, the peanut guy.
I can't even hear you. I can't hear you, Walt.
The peanut man. I call him the peanut man. You can't hear us?
I can't hear you, Walt.
You good? Keep on talking.
I guess it happened again. I can't hear none of y'all.
It's all good.
It's your
But
mic,
anyway,
man.
I'm probably gonna have to start my
Get rid of
computer
that
over. So, but I didn't want to go too long on it. But I was just saying it to say that you see, look, let me just give you one more example. If we got the creative power to make a rim that keeps spinning when you stop your car, that's on a low level. That's not even on a high level. That's not even like helping society any type of way. That's on like a low level. So what I'm saying is essentially, if you use that same creative energy to do like a Wakanda, what you think is going to happen? You living in a Wakanda, but as soon as you go outside of that barrier that protects you from the outside world, it's back like back in the ages behind technology. So essentially, what I'm just saying is, when you see like a George Washington Carver, who now they don't even give credit to a lot of the stuff that they're doing, but it was his stuff that he was researching. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I just wanted to say that I'm gonna have to restart my computer because I can't hear nothing.
Okay, we'll add you back.
Man, I can't even hear none on this thing.
Man, well, I know he
Be right
can't
back.
hear me, but it's so much. If you think about a lot of the inventions, shoot from a car, who really needed a car back in the day? Because certain folks had wagons and horses. You know what I'm saying? Who really needed that? And then you'll find out a lot of the tools that were like something simple as a hammer was created by, because who was on the plantation doing the building work and they was building things, and because we did a lot more than just picking cotton, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta research and look at things and it just kind of comes logically. Like, I think we would be more inclined to create a lot of this stuff, but we couldn't patent nothing because we were not considered, 3/5 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So,
I said that on one of my live screens. I recommend, man, y'all go check out Emancipation too, man.
I just watched it with my wife the other night, man. Yeah, that was
nice one.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna get through some of these comments, man. I want to shout out for Ernest with the super chat, man. He say, "Believe, conceive, and you will achieve." The HVAC people, anything easy isn't worth doing. Have a great week, folks. We appreciate that, Ernest. He say, if it's easy, it ain't worth doing it. And that's real, man, because we know for a fact these trades, it ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? But even with Brandon, what you were saying this far, how hard or the certain things you got to do to get fired or something from the union, man. I stated this so many times. Even if you were with any of these trades, man, you can be one of the most let me see, not desirable, or one of the laziest or unskilled for workers, man. These folks will still keep you, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the easy part of it. But what we were telling you at the beginning of this podcast, a live stream, whatever you put in here, that's what I'm trying to stress to people. Whatever you put in here, man, they can't take it away from you. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the better you're gonna get. And it's not easy retaining a lot of this information that they're gonna put in front of you. It's not easy, but it's gonna be worth it in the long run. Because, man, y'all just don't know how many times did I, when I was working for a company, like I said, I move up all the way up to supervisor and stuff. But man, the guys that used to come, the newer guys that used to come, and start working, man, they weren't trying to learn nothing, man. I think Brian, you said they be, how they be on their phone. I witnessed all this, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
they not on their
yeah,
phone looking at YouTube or try to better themselves.
right.
They on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you see what I'm doing? I'm at work, but bro, I'm knowing
Yeah,
I'm sitting here looking at you, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
All you doing. So if anybody out here listen, man, the trade is not like no normal 9 to 5. And I would use McDonald's as an example where you can just go to work, do your 8 hours, and you're gone. Now, man, this is a career. You want to learn as much as you can. Take it serious when you're out on the job. I want to stress that. You know what I'm saying? Like true enough, ain't nobody just gonna be watching over you, making sure you do your homework at night. And it is like a life worth of homework. You know what I'm saying? So even if you go through 12th grade or whatever, go through high school or whatever. Now, when you out here as an adult, you still gotta have the self discipline to do your own homework or create your homework because these managers and these supervisors not gonna. They'll probably tell you to do something, but they're not gonna actually. You got to go out your way to this example I gave you about the mom and pops and stuff like that. True enough, they probably don't have the funds or the training to give you, but you got to go out your way, you know what I'm saying, to find the resources and the education and the training that you need. And a lot of it is free, you know what I'm saying? Or just buy you a book and read through it. That I always preach the model refrigeration handbook. Get the book, you know what I'm saying? It's thick, 1,800 pages. But go out there, you do some work in the field, whatever you worked on that day. At night, just read a paragraph or two, about 2 or 3 pages on whatever you worked on that day. You get better and better at it.
yeah. So I just want to show everybody. I know we talked about on Friday, but stuff like this, man. When you get stuff like this, like nobody can take that away from you. This is stuff that you have done. You have put your work in. This is me going to school 5 days a week. Putting in hours and extra training and stuff like that. This can never be taken away, no matter what happened in life. If a company shut down or I get fired, you can never take this away from me. So you have to want it. If you don't want it, you it's not going to work. I'm sorry. So it's times that times gonna get hard. Life's gonna get challenging. It's hard, man. You have to want it. So like all my apprentices that work on me, man. Like I say, when you with somebody, I think y'all talked about it. You and Steve talked about it too as well. Like when you work with somebody, try to guess what they're gonna need next. Like what tool or what they if they they need a pipe cut. Ask them what size pipe they need. Just be on it, and then when you can't be over their shoulder, go pick up the schematic, man. Learn how to read the schematic. So that's going to help you in the long run with not only the company, but you as a technician when you go and troubleshoot your own things. So I just want to reiterate that, man. Like when you get your knowledge or you get your training, your skill training, nobody can take that away. You can always do your own thing if it all comes down to it.
Yeah.
By the grace of God, I got my own contractor license now, and if I was to get fired tomorrow, I can go and do my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. All right, we got 12 tribes. Lions Lady say lots of challenges to overcome. Mr. McCannell say them addicts in the summertime is harder than the roof sometimes. Yes, sir.
That is true. That's true.
I have to say nothing free. It takes time and effort to learn new things. Jill 721 say nothing but fact. Ms. McKenna say they've been shutting down a lot of vocational school programs in high school in the MD area the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. Let me see. Brandon Park say they have a lot of nice seat techs in the Baton Rouge for juniors and seniors. What that mean? Seat techs.
Mhm.
Mm.
I'm trying to Google it real quick.
Nice.
Career Technical Center or something.
Yeah.
Probably so. It had okay. Yep. It has carpentry, HVAC, paramedics, electrician. Yeah, so it's probably some type of
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
It's called Career Technical Educational Center.
Okay. All right. So if y'all in the Baton Rouge area, y'all take a look at that, man. If y'all interested in carpentry, HVAC, paramedics, electricians, and car mechanics. I don't know if I put my paramedic on a skilled trade.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
healthcare.
do you guys ever think about doing some kind of ride along for the youth to show them what we really do?
Yeah.
And y'all, I think, Agent, did you say you have or tried to?
Yeah, well, it's just with my own son, but yeah, I have in the summer, man. This summer, I'm gonna try and pick up some of these guys that I know that there's a liability issue with it, but I'm gonna try and at least have at least one or two people to ride along with me. Maybe not physically touch anything, but you know what I mean, to kind of give them some basic information about HVAC and see if this is something that they'd be interested in. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely, I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah, I was troubleshooting one of my brother-in-law. His son came out there. I think he might be about 17, and I think it was a bad capacitor or something. I was kind of trying to show him the ropes. He ain't looking interested at all, man. He was trying to get back in the house, man. I was like, so I say but you got to think about it though. I guess if I just we got to make it entertaining for him some type of way.
Can I like that.
Now go ahead.
I think a good place to start would be, or this is just an idea now. So I think we need to give them what they don't that they're not getting. Meaning that going back to the image thing. See, because like I said at the first beginning of this broadcast, there's a work that's been done on us. For 400 years, there's a work that's been done on us. For Walt to say, when you were saying how many pages is in the book?
1800.
1800. All right, so I'm a little bit of a history buff. So there's a book that I read. It said when Alexander went over to Egypt, he burned up 999 books of higher mathematics. This is around the area where the pyramids are. So for you to tell me about the 1,500 pages versus what our ancestors did, so essentially what I'm trying to say is when you don't have a knowledge of what you've done, or when you can't see no images of what you've done, then you're gonna say, man, 1,500 pages. Oh man, that's you know what I'm saying? When you don't have nothing in your brain, and somebody put something in your brain to say, because to say 1,500 pages is a lot, but I mean you can travel all over this world. You can go to India, you can go to China, you can go to all around this world and see monuments of black faces on big stone cut marble. It's modern marbles. They still can't figure out how this stuff has been built, how this stuff has been cut. But we talking about one book right here that's 1,500 pages. So essentially what I'm saying, to keep it short, is that I think it would be good. It doesn't have to be a start, but I think what's necessary is that they have to have images of themselves, because what they are doing in these schools is that the only images that's in these books is of slaves. That's all they're seeing is black people as slaves, as in servitude. So when you don't have a good image, a self-image of yourself, of what some of the things you've accomplished in the past, then you're going to think everything is hard. You're going to think everything is difficult, And then when you do want to try and get a nice little girl and you don't have nothing in your head to keep her there, then you're going to wonder why, it starts to go downhill for you, you can't retain nothing up here. See, because I don't want to go off on a tangent because I can, but I just know, I just know, you know what I'm saying, being a man is more than just, it's more than looking cool. Most of the millionaires I know, they don't even look cool. They come out in flip-flops. They may have on some shorts that got holes in them and a baseball cap. You know what I'm saying? They ain't driving no Bentley. They probably be in a Toyota Camry. You know what I'm saying? I heard somebody say one time that, when you don't have access to certain things, and then when you do go get money, you go buy the most flashiest thing. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I like I said, I don't want to go on a tangent because I ain't gonna
Now
say.
I like to use Warren Buffett for that example right there, man. Warren Buffett, he the type of person like he'll really show people now I really do this because the man got so much money now. You know what I'm saying? You all see how he dressed, what kind of cars he drive. But he more like, nah, I really do this. We could talk about this. You can hear the passion and stuff in him. You know what I'm saying? The money gonna come. That's why I tell everybody about this trade. You gotta know where to put your money and stuff too, but the money gonna come. Don't worry about that. I'm always put this fat in your head, man. Try to learn as much as you can about the trade, man. Cause we can say this over and over again. You know what I'm saying? It can't take this away from you, but don't just be sitting up there just because they're giving you a check. No folks don't mind doing that, and they don't mind, and then you can't expect for no raises either. They might bump you up $1, and but because I know people that's cool with that. They just get bumped up $1 every year, bump up $1 every year. Little that they know is what you bring. If you bring value to the marketplace, if you become more valuable and they can use you, they can send you to different places, without being supervised and stuff like that, because you took the time and to actually learn this trade. You ain't got to be worried about them little $1 raise, man. They'll bump you up $6 here. You know what I'm saying? $3 more right here. You know what I mean? Because you came more valuable. But like I say, we got a place for you too. If you just want your dollar every year, come to the trade.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna get through some of these comments though, man, and we're gonna get ready to shut it down. So we got Dynasty. Oh gosh, not the Linux. Let's see, Dr. Carrier, Dave, but Linux. But nothing about Steven says he's speaking facts 100. Let me see. There are more than enough books on any trade you're interested in. And if you can utilize YouTube to maximize your education, you have to study and apply that effort. I totally agree, Patrick. Let me see. Dante said right. Brandon said fact. Somebody said woman is not going to crawl under no house. Man, it's some women that get up under the house.
That's so weird. That's
Yeah.
going on. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Exactly.
why I was saying earlier. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if a woman good enough, she can play on a football team. But
Yeah.
let me see. He would score 109 points a game. Oh yeah, okay. He messed with him out. Yeah, yeah, exactly. But what I was getting today with the WNBA, I'm talking about a man that's born. You know what I'm saying? Born a man. He don't need to be in the WNBA. Can't be a woman. That's why I was getting to it. I just ain't wanted to say it in those exact words. Let me see here.
And they gonna brand this as sexist, right?
Yeah. We might get demonetized, but it's all good.
YouTube gonna give you a strike.
No, I think you'd be good.
Let me see. Electrical trade awareness needs to start in school, just like they push college and going to the military, which I learned my trade knowledge from and I retired. That's Ray Electric. Okay, he retired electrician. That's what's up. Yeah, man, it need to start. Yeah, it need to start. But like I say, I think me and Stephen had that conversation off air. But certain things outside of our power, and some things
Yeah.
just
I tried to go back. They won't let me in. So.
Let me see. ESK8 Omaha. I think a lot of newer generation of techs need more mentoring as to how to own and run their business once they understand the trade. I agree, man. I want to say that's what my channel here for. Also, you know what I mean. I'm a living example. You can do it. You know what I mean? Because I promise you, I ain't know how to wire a thermostat when I first got into this trade, and that was in 2012. So it can be done in a short period of time if that's what you want to do. You put your mind to it.
I appreciate you, Walt, because let me see, who was I looking at when you know, I didn't even know YouTube was showing HVAC content.
Mm.
I think I ran across John Israel
Mm-hmm.
HVAC and Gray Furnace Man
Yeah,
was
great
the
friend of mine,
only.
my boy. I
Oh,
know.
really now? Okay, all
Mhm.
right.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Hey, if I need to go, hey, that's that man. That I don't know if he ain't making too much content no more. But if I had some
Mm-hmm.
troubleshoot, man, that dude to me, he was one of the best teachers. That's why I try to tell people, man, you ain't really gotta have nobody like I ain't really had nobody in my family that showed me the ropes, man. But I always preach, man, you can find your mentors even on YouTube, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
through books and stuff like this. You ain't really gotta know people. But me personally, if I need help this far my troubleshooting skills, man, this dude will break down the gas valve, I'll show you exactly what's
Mm-hmm.
in it, you know what I'm saying, from screw to screw. He'll tell you how many threads on the screw. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean, folks? So, oh man, shout out to Great Furnace, man.
Yeah, I ain't seen him make a content in some years though, but you know, I know
Yeah.
he was kind of old back then though. I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
almost like probably 7, 6 years ago.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he retired. But I think last thing I seen him on, he was doing like a Tesla video or something.
Oh
He
wow.
big into like the green energy, saving
Okay.
energy and stuff like that,
Yeah, I
man.
guess YouTube must got. I'm subscribed to his channel or
Mhm.
whatnot, but yeah, you know, I used to look at stuff to when I couldn't figure something out in an apartment or something. I was like, man, what's this Bryant doing that? what Great Furnace Man doing? Then you know, I stopped looking at YouTube for years on end, and then came back to it. Your channel was starting to get yeah, I remember your channel had like what was you at? It was about 7,000 viewers or whatnot. And I'm like, oh wow, it's a black man in this trade. I'm like, all right. And I sat there and I think I binged about at least 20 of your videos, man. The boys was
Mhm.
about an hour and 30 minutes long.
Thank you.
And I'm like, I wasn't even doing commercial at the time, so it was your commercial videos and whatnot. So
Yeah, since you said use the biz that man, when I knew when I had something when it was a guy commented on one of my videos, and this when I was maybe about 800 subscribers or something. He was like, I think I had a little GoPro Hero I was recording with at the time,
mhm.
but I forgot it was on, and I went to the you know how you go to your truck and get some more tools or something to come back, but it probably took me about 25 minutes.
Mhm.
He was like, man, I sit there 25 minutes and wait on you. You had the camera staring at the unit. I was like, okay, yeah, I might be on to something, man. I'm gonna keep on dropping these videos then.
We would sit there watching intently for 25 minutes, like, when he coming back?
Yeah, that's man.
Man,
I
yeah.
appreciate it, man.
But yeah, that was a sticking point for me, man. I think that was when you start your own company. Because
Uh,
I would
uh,
say it was like 2017, 18
well, I got
somewhere.
my license in December of 2017, but I really kind of established my business maybe 2018, but I was still working for a company, and but I would only use once I got my license, I would only work when I got off of work. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So I would park their van and I hop in my truck. I had a little truck at I still got my truck, but I was working out of Dodge Ram at the time.
Yeah, I seen it.
I
Okay.
run a few calls, man, but when I quit that job, it was right at the pandemic. So 2020, June 2020, that's when I really went full time.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I'm gonna say so when I started seeing your videos, it was already a year old. I'm gonna say so. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. You had probably already had jumped into your business and whatnot. So yeah, but yeah, man, it was. I never forget that because I didn't think I was feeling like a lot like Steve right here. You know, I guess brothers didn't really take this trade seriously. You know, all I knew was the old heads. You know, like my instructors and Votech and whatnot. They all, man, they about in their 60s and 70s now. You know, but it was nobody around my age group or young men that was like. I went to class with a few of them, but ain't nobody doing HVAC now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I kind of had to go about this on my own. You know, I can never ring nobody up and like, hey, you having a problem with such and such and such and such. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, I just never had it like that. You know, I was at the mercy of a supervisor or you know my coworkers on the job to try to learn as much as I can, and then you know use what I learned to progress. But yeah, but you know I seen them. I think it was a video about you had found that telepack home distributor or whatnot. Yeah, I know that video was about hour and some change long or something. I was like, wow, okay, so we do this. So
Oh yeah, no, we do this, man, and I'm telling you, man. That's why I say stereotypes. Hey, Brandon. Hey, you all right? 'Cause look
Yeah, I'm
here,
good.
look here. There's a lot of people out there, man. 'Cause I'm gonna go back to stereotypes. I know you know, man. It's some smart brothers in this industry, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So cut all the stereotypes, man. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
Steven, the electrician, brother smart. You know what I mean? I'm talking about, but we got engineers, and I wish a lot of people come on this platform. I'm start reaching out, you know, to a lot more people talking about their troubleshooting skills. Man, you be like, man, you know, it's on par. You know, it's up there with the best of the best. Um, but a lot of them, you know, some people not on YouTube, they hidden.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And man, you know, we got a lot of work to do in our community too, though, man. Just far as the society, man. You know, I don't want to get too deep into that, man, but um, man, some of these kids are scare you out here. You know what I'm saying? You trying to show them something. Yeah, you
Yeah,
trying
for
to show 'em,
sure,
yeah,
man.
you trying to show them something, man. And
Mm-hmm.
but they limited to what they know, so that's all they see. You know what I'm saying? And there's some people, man, some of these cities in United States of America, a lot of these people ain't been outside their own city, man. You know what I'm saying? Not even to the next state over. I know people in my community, man, you know, they've been at that same city for like 30 years, you know, but only time they'll go out the state was back in the day they used to go to like a family reunion or something like that, and they come right on back. You know what I'm saying? But that's all they see, you know. So you know, it I think it can be done, to try to get more people in the trade, man. But me personally, I'm more like, man, I don't see it, you know, in my generation, you know. I, and
No.
I'm optimistic. I'm an optimistic person, you know what I'm saying? But like Brandon said, when y'all say starting all the way from scratch, I know somebody got to do it. But when you say starting from scratch, because it's almost what we're doing. You got to start from scratch, man, to rebuild this thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
But you
absolutely.
saying?
know, uh,
But like Martin Luther King say, I might not be here with you, you know, when you get there, but we're gonna reach the mountaintop. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, but I do, and I do think it could be done. You know what I'm saying?
It's not going to happen overnight,
It's
though.
not
You know,
gonna
it's
happen overnight. It's gonna take a
going to take
lot of
it's going to take
resources.
break down a
Um,
lot of walls, a lot of stereotypes. So that's why when I go out and I do certain things, or other people see me doing certain things, or so it's like I get more of a reaction. Like when I'm going through, walking through the building, right? I get more reaction. Like people are more shocked. Like us, we are more shocked to see me doing the type of work I do. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So they used to seeing other people, other races, doing the work or whatever. So it's more so we are more so shocked when you see me walking in. Like I can remember like last week I went to a call and it was just like this vibe. Like I can't believe like you here to work on the AC, and it was at a well-known bank or whatever, and they was like, "You working on the AC?" So it's just like we don't expect to see us in the field. So that's just knock right there, because we're not prone to it, and we're not used to seeing us, do the work.
I like to add something to that. Um, you know, I think I had made a mention of this before. I think it's almost kind of gonna be like for the trades to really become popular again. And I don't want to sound like pessimistic or not optimistic, but it almost seems like it's going to end up having to be some type of natural disaster to get youth in the trades, especially black youth, because it's going to take like their grandmother's house getting damaged, or like I mean, when I say damaged, I mean like I don't mean just one house, but I mean like, you know, like the south part of the city. You know what I'm saying? It's almost seems like it's gonna take something like that to get the youth back in the trades, because you know when you don't have no money to go nowhere, you know, I mean, you're gonna be forced to rebuild your own stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be forced to do these things, you know. And when I say forced, you're not gonna have no choice. You know, it's either that or you're gonna perish, you're gonna die. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that every person, that every young male in, you know, the south part of the city is gonna do it, but I'm saying maybe a good majority, you know, will end up having to do it, you know, because a lot of the older men, they can teach and train easily. They just need a good workforce. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just wanted to give that, because I've been thinking about it. Like, what am I? Because I know here I can rarely get any youth that want to work, you know, do any type of like skill, you know, manual labor, you know. But other races, they be pushing their children on me, you know, coming out of high school, they be, hey, can my son come work with you? You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just saying that to say it's almost gonna be like something's gonna have to be forced. You know, something's gonna have to be done to where, you know, they're gonna be forced to, you know, rebuild their own stuff, you know, or at least step out there to start learning. I ain't say they're gonna be an expert overnight, but at least to step out there and actually start doing it. You know what I'm saying? So because just talking about it, hey, once y'all come join the trade or whatever, sure, you may get a few, but not like you would see. Because here's one thing. The reason why I said that earlier, as far as like with Black Wall Street. See, because in those days we were starting with nothing. You know, just like Booker T. Washington, you know, at his college, they were manufacturing their own bricks. They were manufacturing everything to build their own school. You know, so when you have a situation like that, to where when you're forced to do something, then, you know, I mean, this is just what you have to do, you know. But I just wanted to share that. That's all.
So I just pulled up this right here. They say, what are the top 10 best jobs of the future? They got data scientists, artificial intelligence specialist, robotic engineer. What's that?
Autonomous.
Pronounce that for me.
Autonomous,
Autonomous vehicle engineer. So that's some type of auto vehicle engineer, like a Tesla or something. You got virtual reality
Self-driving,
developer.
Self-driving, yeah.
You got drones. And then you got genetic counselor, cybersecurity analyst, biomedical engineer, renewable energy technician. So with that being said, though, all I see on here is like computer, AI, artificial intelligence type stuff, data scientist. The thing about this, all these jobs right here, they can't put the skilled trade out of business, because a lot of this stuff on here is going to put a lot of other companies out of business. For instance, like
Because you got to think about it too as well. So all those, you know, they are computer based jobs, right?
mhm,
So what happens when their server room go down? What's in every server room that
yep,
they have? That I get a lot of calls. It those like emergency, like that's almost up there with refrigeration. When the
mhm,
server room go down, you got to go. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment.
yeah.
They can't stand that 100-degree weather. So that's
The
what you're
electricity
gonna
too.
need people like this to come in to get the unit up, the levers and all that type of stuff that goes
Hmm.
in there. So yeah.
All these things, like you say, all these little robotic things and these batteries, they need to be. You got to have refrigeration to cool this stuff down. You know what I mean? And but all these jobs right here, this is what's going to take the. They already doing it with the you know, when you go to Home Depot, you only got one cash register up and down, and she monitoring all the automated self checkout. Now I
Hmm.
gotta learn a new skill when I go in Home Depot. I gotta learn how to be a cashier now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm not getting no discount. They're not paying me anything. I gotta learn how to check this thing out. You know what I mean?
Well, I just
I went to Walmart. Ain't no cashiers up there. I gotta do the self what's called, and I got some vegetables. I'm like, how I supposed to scan this thing? Oh, you know you supposed to weigh it. How I supposed to know that? I'm an HVAC technician. I ain't never did self checkout or whatever. When I self checkout, but retail. You know what I mean? But she actually trained me. That's the second time they did that. They trained me how to bag up the ice too. The ice, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to do the ice. Like, no, you gotta go here. I'm like, man. See, first when I started using self checkout, all I was doing is scanning. Now they want you to now you gotta weigh your vegetables and everything, man. So like I say, although, man, we gotta, so this part of skill trade, man, we in the clear on that right there.
I wanted to add real quick, Walt, if I could, as far as so I originally got into machining. So but I'm sure everybody knows, man, that 50 because of lean manufacturing, they're eliminating a lot of jobs. So that skill trade is, as far as labor, it's going down to, maybe it's probably at least a 20% drop. At least the company that I work in, we at one point had, I think, a total of 250 people, and now I think it's around, it's a 150, 170, something like that, and it's been eliminated because a lot of those jobs have been eliminated because automation and this new lean manufacturing. They're wanting to get more production out of less people. So you know what I mean. So you guys that are in machining, that's a skilled trade that's going away because they're automating a lot of it. Where HVAC, I think it's, I don't think they can, to be honest. What do you guys think?
No.
That's three kind of hitting on what you're saying. Banking, and they automation pushing him out. Three for a couple of times.
Man, I was always told this field will be here until the world ends, because we have nobody wants to sit in the heat. Nobody wants to be freezing cold at their job. And
yeah, we spoiled now.
People to make money, they need workers. So they're going to need us to take care of their buildings. So,
Yeah. So if anybody on the fence about that, man, like I say, it's job security. You're thinking about getting in this trade, all you youngsters out there. And we see we got Ready Electrical say he about to take his refrigeration and commercial refrigeration AN environmental January 3rd. All right, man. Good luck, man. Go in there and knock that thing out.
Good luck.
Yeah. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody, man, for joining in. We're going to go ahead and end it on that note right there, man. Y'all go check out Steve in United Tradesman Academy. I know he got some interviews coming up really on this topic right here. What Asians just was speaking on. I think you're going to be interviewing somebody, Steve, and they had a bunch of layoff with maybe Amazon, was it FedEx or something like that?
Yeah, it's actually my brother-in-law. He made a transition about 5-6 years ago, working for Amazon, and was making okay, doing okay, and made a transition to from Amazon to doing, now he's an electrician, and he's supporting his family, and job security, like when the pandemic happened. I said plan. Nah, let me stop. So, but anyway, when that happened, hey, essential worker. You know what I'm saying? But if he would have been over there at Amazon, he was not essential. You know what I'm saying? So, just wanted to say that.
All right, man. Hey, appreciate it, man. Everybody have a blessed week, though, man. Y'all be safe out there.
All right, you do some good thing. Brandon, I do want to get with you though, on the other side or whatnot.
All right.
I'm finna end it right here. I'm finna end it, but y'all just stay on, and then we can chop it up about 5-10 minutes. Y'all can speak whatever y'all need to, or exchange information on the back end.
Okay.
Let's get the last super chat in. I appreciate it, Kerry, man. He said YouTube is a great source of knowledge for all trades. Keep helping build your trade by bringing in people who look like you. Great job, guys. We'll end on that. Appreciate that, Kerry.
All right.